What are your thoughts on censorship? And
I'm against it.
yeah, and online censorship and digital censorship, because I'm pretty sure if I read through the YouTube terms and conditions, which this will air on, that we probably violated a bunch of those because by questioning certain pieces of the virus, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so a large company will say, we're not allowed to talk about these things. What have you learned about censorship or digital censorship over the last few years, and what do you think the way forward is?
I'm terrified by how the world is slipping into censoring free speech in all sorts of ways. There's now, in most countries, there's an effective sort of blasphemy censorship. You're not allowed to be rude about religions and things. I thought the whole point of the Enlightenment, starting with Voltaire, is that we could say what we liked about religion, and why shouldn't we? I think there is, there is huge pressure on you to conform to certain norms in what you say and particularly what you can't say. I take my hat off to some of the media companies that still persist in publishing unfashionable opinions and views on lots of issues. There's a deeply unsatisfactory organisation here in the UK called IPSO, the Independent Press Standards Organisation, which, when someone complains about something in the newspapers, investigates and either says, no, it's fine, it was just an opinion and it backed it up with some evidence, or no, you shouldn't do that, you should print an apology. And it's a voluntary thing, but most of the newspapers have signed up to it. I've been taken to IPSO many times. I've won every time. They've said, no, what you said was fine. There may have been one occasion when they had to print a small correction or something, but I don't think, otherwise I've won every time. But that's not the point. The point is the process. You get some vexatious individual who, just to try and shut you up, complains to IPSO. IPSO sends you this, 12-page complaint from this nutter. You then have to prepare a lengthy rebuttal. The lawyers for the newspaper have to get involved. It costs them time and money. They write back. The complainant then says, well, I'm still not happy because I think that he has missed certain points and so on, and writes another 11-page letter. I had one of these that went on for 6 months. Now that, and I won in the end, but the point is the bloke knew what he was doing. He was making my life difficult so that I wouldn't write about that topic. I'm not going to tell you what the topic was, just because I don't want to sort of, I want to make it as abstract as I can here. That kind of thing is way worse than it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, and this happens on technology platforms as well.
Yes.
Through community complaints.
The process is the punishment.
Yeah, and then also lack of search recognition, and then
yes.
Demonetization, which is what they did to us in August of 2020, which would have, well, first of all, with most YouTubers on that platform, they survive on the money. So what they'll do is they'll start to self-censor when they realize that their videos aren't showing up in search because they've said the word COVID or they said this. Then if they still don't get the message, then they will actually just remove their monetization, and they'll usually fall in line. Yeah. And then we get a world of where people are self-censoring without even thinking about it, which maybe is happening in the scientific community.
It is. It definitely is. There's no doubt about
Subconscious it. Maybe.
Yeah.
You said you've went to the Royal Society and a few other places saying, let's have an open debate about this, and it won't be entertained.
No, the Royal Society responded to me that no, it's not an appropriate subject for a debate because we only debate scientific topics. Well, I thought this was a scientific topic. Anyway, the Academy of Medical Sciences came back to me and said, no, it's too controversial an issue. What's the whole point is you have debates about controversial issues, isn't it? There's no point in having a debate about something where everybody agrees, is there? So the pusillanimity of the scientific establishment in the UK on this is beyond belief, frankly. It's infuriating. what happened to these guys? This is, there should be Nobel Prizes for people who figure out how this happened. We've got millions of people dead. We've got fantastic molecular biology skills in this country, and quite a lot of other skills that are relevant. Somebody ought to be saying, give me an enormous grant and I will look into this in my university and try and figure out what happened. Instead of which they're saying, I don't want to touch that. Oh, for God's sake, grow up. Grow something.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us and and let's take back our financial freedom forever.